Hey everyone, Scripted here. So I've not done one of these in a little while. I've also, I'm not really good at like using a script or whatever. But hey, first time for everything, right? Um, I was playing Mech Warrior 5 Clans, and I noticed that I really enjoyed the Kodiak. Like that mech was awesome, and so I went online and I found a third-party reseller and purchased one in the miniature form. Now I would love to be able to post, hey, I painted this, this is what it looks like, but unfortunately I've not painted it yet. See, I got an airbrush and I've not used it yet. I've just been too busy with work and everything like that, so I just really haven't had the time. And I was looking into it and I was like, you know what? I remember I did a video about the flea. How about I do a video about the Kodiak? So, I wrote down a few things, and we'll start out with the technical readout. Now, this mech is a big, stompy bastard. Or big, stompy boy. So, probably can't say the other word on the YouTubes, but here we go. It was made by the football clan, as we all know, Clan Ghost Bear. It was manufactured by Bergen Industries in the year 3001, so it's a fairly new mech, all things considered. Made as an assault mech by Clan Ghost Bear to rip and tear its way through the toughest of foes. The Kodiak costed a whopping 29 million C-bills. 29 million. That's insanity. And it weighed in at about 100 tons. And you can imagine the engine required for something that big. I mean, it's sporting a 400 XL engine, so you don't have to imagine, because I just told you, life's not a mystery, okay? It's just a veil that hasn't been pierced yet. And much like the Ghost Bear itself, this mech is a total predator. Alright, with 17.5 tons of compound 12A2 armor and a top speed of 64 kilometers an hour. So not only is this thing big and strong, it's fast. And it's got these really cool like claws on it, but from what it said on Sarna, they're not, they're just cosmetics, which I don't know why you would have a 100-ton mech and put cosmetics on it, but hey, just a cosmetic, so do with that what you will. But not only would you have a hard time shooting this thing, you're going to struggle even catching up to it, I guess, because it's pretty freaking fast. I mean, for a 100-ton mech moving 64 kilometers an hour, that's not bad. That's pretty fast. And the base Kodiak was armed with a UAC-20, 1 ER large laser, 2 Streak SRM-6s, and 8. Yes, I said 8 ER medium lasers. So, if you're going to be piloting this thing, you might as well strip down to your boxers and put an ice pack on your family jewels, okay? Because if you don't, oh, sorry, buddy, they're gonna freaking burn away. They're gonna melt. They're gonna melt off of your body, okay? And you better pray to Kerensky this doesn't happen. And you also better pray to Kerensky if you're a spheroid, if this thing's coming for you, because it's a freaking monster. Okay? So, not only is it fast, it has some long-range capabilities, not a lot. 1 ER large laser, and the UAC-20, it's more of like a brawler. This mech is a really vicious brawler. Not much for sniping. A little bit, not too much. But you can only hope. The poor sod piloting this thing overheats with an alpha strike before he gets close to you, because if he gets close enough to you and he alpha strikes you, dude, and hits you, you're done for. But if he alpha strikes and misses and he overheats, you're good to go. Get the hell out of there. Don't try to fight it. Like if he burns up and shuts down, get the hell out of there. Okay? Now it does have 20 heat sinks. I'm not sure where they're all placed on the mech. I didn't look into that too well, but 20. Okay, that's a lot. and so I'd say they're probably double heat sinks since it's a clan mech. But I still don't think firing 9 lasers is a good idea if you want to stay icy cold in your cockpit or anything. But hey, to each their own. You want to spice of life. Gotta fire some missiles every once in a while and some lasers. 8 lasers, I should say. And it's got a freaking tracking system that you wouldn't even believe. Okay, it's got the Insta Track. Yeah, I said it, Insta Track. Okay. Better watch out, Quiaf. Alright, this thing's coming. It's watching. It's gonna see you. Honest to God, it kind of reminds me of like the Predator from Aliens vs. Predator, except for it's in mech form, and they couldn't make it look too much like that. Now they did pretty close. I mean, to be honest with you, it does kind of look like it, but they can't go too far with the copyrights and all. They would get sued to hell. But hey, I hear the people like Mech Warrior. People that created Mech Warrior, I should say, they know all about suing, and they know all about being sued. Okay, so that's not really saying much in their book, but yeah. So those are just some quick points I just wanted to talk about, and for the technical side as well. But let's get into practicality. Okay, if you're gonna use this mech, what are you gonna do with it? Are you gonna use it as like a frontline brawler? Are you gonna storm the trenches and kill the enemy that way? Or are you gonna kind of use it for a command mech? See, I think it's a really good command mech, the Kodiak, because like if you're running like the Star Commander or whatever, and he has the Kodiak, that he can distribute his forces everywhere, and say one of your other guys is in trouble, well, guess what? Can come in, you're fast. See, I think that's why the speed is really good, and it's got the Insta Track, so it can watch, it can keep an eye out, it has good comms on there, so it can really do some command and control. But also, if your guys are in trouble, you can just rush in and take care of business, basically. So, like if you're going up against an Atlas or something, I mean, you're gonna make quick work of an Atlas. So, I think, honestly, it's a really good brawler. Like if you're just some guy in a star and he's like, hey, here's this freaking Kodiak, dude. I want you to go kill everything you see. That's great. That's awesome. But I also think it'd be good for a command mech as well. So those are some uses for it that I think could be used. As far as like what kind of environment you'd want to have it in, probably not a desert. Probably not. I mean, I don't think that thing's going to do very well in the heat. Okay, it's already freaking 905 degrees inside of the cockpit. Okay, so it's like if you've ever driven a big truck. Like I drive a big truck for a living, so if you've ever driven a big truck, whenever you stop to get fuel on a warm day, just stand right there next to your truck, or if you don't drive one, go stand next to a semi. While it's running, just walk up to a fuel stop somewhere, Speedway, whatever. Just stand next to one, and tell me if you just can't feel the heat radiating off that thing. So imagine, you don't feel it that much in the cab of the truck. Unless the AC's off, then it's going to heat up in there pretty bad out of the dog box and stuff. But, I mean, especially with the DEF systems and stuff they got nowadays, them trucks get hot. So, if you just stand next to that and just feel the heat radiating off a truck, imagine that times like 100, basically. Because this thing is going to be freaking balls to the walls with heat. So, you definitely don't want to have it somewhere arid or hot or dry. You'd want to have it somewhere like maybe a swamp, It's pretty heavy though, so it'd probably get bogged down, but there's water that it could cool itself in, so that might work. But I think, hey, Clan Ghost Bear, Snow, Kodiak, I think it's going to do really good in the tundra. See, I feel like that's the thing with Mech Warrior and BattleTech as a whole. Like you've got all these different mechs, and they're all really good at certain things, but you've got these pilots that they use one certain mech, like that's their main mech, so then they have to use it in all these different environments. And I don't think it's going to be very good in the desert, so I wouldn't take it. But, hell, if you get dropped in, you have to. Just run up and hit them with your cosmetic claws. I don't know. Don't use your lasers. Maybe use one or two at a time. So, as far as practicality for this thing, I don't know. I love it. It looks really cool. But you can only really use it in a few key environments. You can only really use it in 2 roles. The versatility is not really there, so it's not very versatile. It's good at 1 or 2 different things. It's good in 1 or 2 different areas. So it's either a brawler or a command mech. That's it. And you can't use it in the heat, really. So I don't think it's going to be the best of the best. And that's why some of the other clans have adopted it. And some of the other clans have used it, but I think it's probably only in specialized units. I don't think you'd want a Kodiak to be a frontline mech. It's really cool looking, but it's not practical. And see, if you're going to go to war, you have to have practicality. You have to have things that work. It's like now with the United States military switching over to these mobile combat brigades. You want to have mobility, practicality in the modern age. With the drones and stuff like that, you don't need a big tank anymore. You don't need helicopters flying around. Hell, if you fly a whole platoon of Apaches into an AO and 3 kamikaze drones blow them all up, well then guess what? You just wasted millions of dollars, 2 people's life per bird. It's just a big waste. So same thing applies in the future as far as Battletech, because Battletech is based in somewhat our universe, just in the future. So there's a divergence point somewhere down the line in the lore, which of course if you're watching this, you probably know all about it. So I think that it would be good at those 2 things, and it wouldn't really be useful anywhere else. So if I had to rate the Kodiak on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it like a 5 or 6. I mean, I love it. It's awesome. It looks cool. It's just not practical. So you can't have something that looks cool. It's like the A10, all right? Everybody loves the A10. Everybody loves the big bird that goes bird. You know what I mean? But it's not practical anymore in this day and age. We've got so many different munition systems that can blow up things without a big freaking radar signature and a lot of logistics required to keep maintaining and putting these things to use. So as cool as it is, it's outdated. And for this mech to be created in 3001 by the clans, you would think they would have been smarter. But that also leads into a point. When the clans invented this, they were probably fighting amongst themselves. They probably weren't, I know they weren't invading the sphere yet. So they probably didn't think about using it in such large numbers or in different arenas of battle. They probably thought this is a really cool big mech, and it might not even have been what they wanted. They might have wanted to build upon it even more, but as time progressed and the invasion happened, well, they had to put them out the frontline troops. So it's a cool mech. It looks awesome. It's really fun to play with, but as far as practicality goes, it's a 5. It's a 5, honestly. Mech's middle of the ground, middle of the road. So, but that's really all I can talk about anymore about this mech. So I think I'll end it there. Let me know down below what mech you would like for me to cover next, and if you like this rambling idiot just talking about stupid stuff, maybe drop me a like, maybe subscribe. That'd be cool. I think I'm gonna start posting more videos. Maybe not all about Battletech. Might be different things that I'm interested in, but I'm definitely interested in Battletech. I love Battletech. I mean, the lore alone is freaking amazing, but there's way too many different people out there doing lore videos to a scale that I couldn't even dream of reaching, I don't think. So I'm not going to touch all that. I'm just going to talk about the stuff that I think's cool. So if you want more of that, drop me a like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.